Hey guys, welcome back. New video this week is going to be all about iArtbook. The free Procreate Dupe, free-ish Procreate Dupe. We'll get into it throughout the video, but if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Shell, or Miss Shell, but my channel name is Shell Draws. I do a lot of like drawing tutorials, drawing content, illustration work, animation stuff. But yeah, this week's video is about iArtbook. I haven't done like an updated iArtbook video in I don't know how many years, but I just want to show off like some of the new features that they have. Some of them that I've been requesting for a few years now, but they have on here now. I am a Procreate artist, but I also love iArtbook for what it is, a nice free dupe. When I bought Procreate back in 2019 January, it was only like $10, and now I don't know, it might be like 15 at this time. So things are going up, and it's good to have like for people who wanted to get into drawing and not have like an extra obstacle to hop over. Already getting an iPad is already expensive, and having to spend another $15-20 on Procreate, I get it. So this is a free Procreate dupe called iArtbook. They've been out for a little bit now. I think I started posting videos about it back in like 2022. But yeah, I want to show you guys some new updates they have. Some things I've been asking for are here now, and there's a little bit of a workaround for certain things that you have to pay for, but yeah, we'll get into that. Anyways, I want to start off by showing you guys, this is a drawing I did, a little speed paint, a little portrait drawing that at first I didn't know if it was gonna like, but I trusted the process and it turned out okay. So I'm happy with how it came out at the end. I'm actually really happy how it came out. I told you guys in my last video I'm trying to work on like expressions and making my work look more lively. So this was an expression test I did. I started by importing a reference photo that you can do. I can't remember if we could do this before in iArtbook, but I am able to do that now. That is something you could do just like in Procreate, except Procreate opens like a separate little window box. This just adds a picture in as a layer, and then you can like put it in on your canvas where you want to. I get into the brushes first, showing you guys like some of the different brushes they have. What I like about iArtbook that the new update has is like so many new brushes. There are brushes now just for doing here, and there's even a liquify brush, which I'll get into a little bit later when I go over the liquify tool that they have now. But they have liquify brush, they have oil, crayons, charcoal, straight line spray, stars, more like artistic brushes, and more like stamp brushes as well. This is the settings side. This has a lot of the new effects and things that you need to access for like a liquify or color grading and things like that. There is a new thing with iArtbook where a lot of the effects now and the new features that they have on the app, you kind of have to watch an ad for. For some reason the ad wasn't coming up for me, but I mean, I guess that was fine, but it did count down and then make me have to wait, and then I could say continue with ad or something like that. But to get to a lot of the features, you have to use that, go through that little window first, and then you can go and use it. Unless you buy there is a paid version of iArtbook for I think $12.99. You can get it for $12.99 USD, and that's how you can get all these features without having to look at this window every time you want to use like an effect or a different feature they have. But for now, with the free version, they have a lot of these features under an ad process. So every time, and especially my speed paint, you can see a lot of times I want to use like one of these features or something like that. I had to go through watching the ad or the little 3-4 second countdown it has at the bottom. But yeah, that wasn't a problem for me. It makes the process a little bit longer, but for a free app this is nothing really. So it's actually really nice. It's not too annoying in my opinion. But now on the side, you can make the brush as big and small as you want by sliding up and down on the number. The top one is the size of the brush, and then the bottom one is the opacity. if you didn't know that. But that's how you can range a lot of like intensity of, it's kind of opacity, it's also like the intensity zone down there. But for certain things like the liquify tool, the smudge brush, and the blur, that uses that like opacity strength area to determine how strong it ends up affecting your artwork. The first tool I'm so excited about is the liquify tool. I've been begging for this to be a feature on iArtbook because it's something that saves my life every time in Procreate. So I'm super happy it's here. They have a lot of the main features for it. Move, just to move things around, reconstruct to undo the stuff that you did, and then expand to make things bigger. You could use the brush and size tool to make the liquify amount happen for a greater area. Scale it up and down. There's a pinch option as well, and then there's spinning clockwise and then spinning counterclockwise options too. So super cool. I'm happy they have this now. This is definitely a big must, especially for a digital drawing app. It needed to be on there. I'm so excited it's here. Another new tool that we got with iArtbook's new features is the color grading. You can adjust so much with this. I kind of wish the color grading in Procreate was as detailed as this one is. It still needs work, I think, on Procreate, but you have the gamma, the darkness, the lightness, the saturation, brightness, and contrast effects. And then you could press the see original to see it flash back and forth to see what the changes were made. They have a lasso tool, selection tool, another thing that I'm happy they have. I think they had it, I can't remember, I think they didn't, I don't know, I don't think they had it but before, but I also remember using it at a point. So, but they have a selection tool. They also have the magic wand tool, and you can select things, and then you have to watch and add to get to the selection tool, and then you have to watch and add to get to the transform tool if you want to move the selection that you have, which is annoying, but it's okay. It's a free app. There's a deformation option to move with arrows, and then you can also choose the points on the selection box or the transform box, and then distort your image that way. Another fun option they added was the text feature, where you can put text now into your images on iArtbook. Procreate has had this for a while, so I'm so happy it's coming to iArtbook. And this was a little bit more detailed, I think, than Procreate, because you can add borders, you can add even a drop shadow to your text, which is something that I use a lot, especially for my thumbnails for creating thumbnails in Procreate. I have to do it manually. So this automatically has that option to add a drop shadow. You can change the radius of the drop shadow to make it more of a harsher line, or to make it more blurred out as it goes out. It's really cool. You can rotate from here, and you can add a frame around your text, and then you can also change the color of your text and the frame within this little text option, this text feature area. So it's really cool that you can do all these like small details with just the text alone. And that's one thing I do admire about iArtbook, is when they add a feature to iArtbook, they really go out of their way to make sure it's going to be good on its own as a feature, and it stands alone and is really strong as, its own thing, its own standalone. So I love the text feature. The blur tool is cool. At first I was confused on like what was it really for, because it just blurs out everything. But like I said, at the bottom underneath the brush size, you can also adjust the opacity of things. You can adjust the strength of this blur tool as well. So once I dropped it down significantly, I got to see like how it can blur a little bit, and then eventually gradually blurs as you go up. But it's a very strong tool if you have it at the ultimate opacity, ultimate strength level. Another thing is the smudge tool. Love a smudge tool. You can also change the strength of this. You can also change the strength of this in the opacity section. Super cool, super nice. And then change of course the size of the brush that it and the amount that it adjusts. the one thing about iArtbook now is that to save your art piece, you have to go through and buy iArtbook Pro. You can't no longer save your art as and export it as like a JPEG or a PNG. It stays on iArtbook. So if I wanted to have this piece that I finished, I would have to buy iArtbook in order to download it and save it and keep it as its own image. But now it has to stay. But with the free version, it stays in the library of iArtbook's work that you have created. I mean, you can touch it, but you can't download it. So another thing is the settings has changed a lot too. They give a lot of new, like in red, a lot of things and hints on certain tips about. They give a lot of tips on certain features that you can turn on and off, like the background now. Before you could use have the background as different colors, but I think now they're making it where you only get like the default and the neutral colors, like black, dark, default, and then white as backgrounds, and then you get only the grid background theme. If you want anything different, you have to be in the Pro version. You can change gestures from here for certain features on the how to access certain features on iArtbook. But yeah, a lot of the stuff now requires you to have the Pro version. So I'm realizing they're kind of pushing you towards that. I loved iArtbook when they first came out because it was such a great option as an iArtbook, as a Procreate dupe. Like I said in the beginning, like people can pick up and really try this whole like digital art for themselves and not have to jump all in by paying $15. But now it's kind of getting to the point where if you really want to save your work and things like that, just like basic things, you're gonna kind of need the Pro version of it. I just have a little bit of my drawing left, and I hope you guys enjoyed the drawing, and I hope you guys enjoy the new update on what's going on with iArtbook. Let me know if you guys still use it. If you don't use it, if you have the Pro version, also I would love to hear more about it. If you guys prefer Procreate over that, over iArtbook, then let me know too in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next week with another video on Thursday. Bye guys.